we should be going live, which actually for those in the UK of a certain age probably brings back memories. Going live. It was a great TV show. Hi, everybody. Last week I was on the WaterRower. This week I'm on the RP3, and it's a stark contrast because I feel like I'm really high up, whereas on the WaterRower I feel like I'm really low down. So I don't know whether I'm talking to anyone or not, so I'm going to quickly fire up my iPad and see if anybody's there. Is there anybody there? There is a little chat window I can open up on the software I use for streaming. I think I say this every week. Oi, you. But I'm not going to open, so come on. Right. RP3's lovely, but no, that's not the one. I don't want an airline mechanic. No. Watch live now into space engineering. No. Watch live now, finishing off firefighting sim. What? None of these are what I want. Oh, good grief. Right, hang on. Did none of these actually say watch live now? 30-minute group, bro. There we go. I just like to go via the link I get sent. It's kind enough to have sent it to me. So, hey, there's Sanuka. Hi. Well, you're there and you're saying hello. I think I'm okay. Let me know if anyone's there and cares to comment. Let me know if the audio is too loud, if it's distorting, because we don't want that. And I've definitely got the right one up. It's definitely me that you can hear. It's not the software. Well, you might hear that kind of faintly in the background, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. Hang on, my wee seat pad's hanging off the end. Oh no. I've learnt this time that, oh, there goes the picture. This thing. Honestly. Hi there, Mike. How are you? Sorry, I'm just going to have to disappear again because it always happens once I go live that this thing breaks up on me. Right, so I'm going to have to cycle everything. Audio's fine, yeah, but unfortunately, picture is not. So, give me a second. I'm going to go quiet for a moment while this. Back up. Right, okay, so audio's back, picture's back with the green. Let's see whether, yeah, John Edge is here. Hi, everyone. Looking forward to this. Hi. Oh, Wanny Bunny Arts. Now that's a name I've not seen on here before. So either you're an existing viewer who's changed your name, or you were new, because I certainly would have remembered something like Wanny Bunny Arts. But Wanny Bunny Arts says, hi John, let's have a nice row. Greetings, Hathchen, no, whatever. There will be a pronunciation there for which I have just butchered. So my apologies for that. But hello, welcome to what we do on Sunday. So this is for anybody who is who's never not been here before. This is me. Hi, I'm John. I'm normally have less hair on my face and my head, but I am hola amigos. Hola David, ¿qué tal? Yeah, I'm doing the December High Rocks with Martin doubles again, and I'm going to do the Wolverine thing, so I'm already growing the beard. The hair's probably a little bit too long, so I'm going to have to get that cut. Oh, going to have to get that cut anyway, but yeah, I'm already growing the beard so I can shave in the Wolverine chops. Sanuka, hi again! Oh, Sanuka's all about the highs. Right, where are we? Right, so we're 10-2. Look at this, and then, right, so we're still keeping an eye on the video, but let's hope the video is going to be okay, and I'm just going to do the key now. Bunk. That's all right. That'll do. There's a little bit of shadow on the side I need to get rid of. I've got a big green curtain that you may have seen that sits in the corner of the studio that I need to get rid of because you can see it's got like the shadows of where it folds. So I need to get rid of that for the perfect green screen. But hey, I'm sure everyone's going to be fine with what's going on. So I need to set up what I am doing. So let's get extra set up first. Everybody who is watching, if you are rowing along rather than just watching along today. Oh, hang on, I missed Vim Fuego. That seems to be another name that I've not heard before. Apologies if I have. Evening all, rowing along on YouTube. Nice and easy does it. Yeah, well, that's, to be honest, Vim, that's my, it's a Vim or Wim. It could be a thing, depending on where you're from. Your V maybe a W. Like, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to do, I can't remember what course we're on. It's one of the Henley courses, isn't it? So I'm intending to go 20 strokes a minute, zone 2, nice and easy, until the sprints, and then I'm going to go for the sprints. I want to try and kind of put in a bit of intensity because I've not done any other exercise today, so I figure I've got enough in the tank to do that today. Who knows? I've not heard from, usually right about now I get a message from Andrew Fielden asking if I'm going to be doing sprints. So I don't know if Andrew's here tonight or not. He does have a busy life. We can't expect him to always be here. So yeah, so I'm going to be taking it easy, maybe a little bit of sprints. We'll see how we feel, okay? Yeah. Oh, crikey, John's just, all right. John, I'm going to get my machine set up first, and then I will reply to whatever that message was. Now, does this have batteries in it? Oh no, it doesn't. Oh no, I was intending to use my SmartRow handle tonight and it doesn't have batteries in it. What do I need? I need a, right, hang on. Sorry folks, as I run away into the corner to try and find a screwdriver in the studio that I can use to open up the back of it. This could be a bit of a rush now. I should have thought about this before I sat down. Right, where do I have AA batteries? Oh no. Does this one? Hang on. Oh, ow, sorry, I keep banging. I've got a bench press that sits back here and I keep banging my arm off it. Right, hang on, I'll be back in a second. I'm just taking batteries out of something else. There. Hang on, sorry folks, sorry, I'll be there. Oh, I whistled at you. Oh, it's AAAs as well. Because I thought about this as I left the house and I thought it was all AA's. Right, so that's the one. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, get out. Some of us are in a rush. There we go. So, just quickly to explain, I was using the SmartRow handle a lot a few weeks back, but because... Right, hang on, I'm coming back now. Hello. There's Gavin. Hey, Gavin. Awesome. Nice to see you here. Uh-oh. This is why you don't use a standard end screwdriver when a Phillips needs to be used. Where's... Oh, right. Tell you what, this is a bit overkill for this, but I think the drill bit should fit in this. Nope, I'm just rounding the screw now. Oh no! I mean, I think I can just use the standard. Let's try this one. I can use the RP3s. Oh, there we go. Monitor, how long have I got? I've got 7 minutes. What was he panicking about? He's got 7 minutes. Who else is here while I'm talking? Oh, it's Nick Fox is here. Everyone's coming in and saying hello just to the point where I'm messing around with batteries. Usually I've got all the time in the world. Oh, this is AA's. Oh, what? Where have I got AA's? Oh, what the? Right. I've got AA's over here. And my strength, the force monitor thing, the Concept 2 dyno. There you go. Oh. See, the sooner somebody invents wireless energy, and you don't need to use batteries and things, you can just, like microwave energy, you just gets beamed around. I'm sure that would be terribly safe the first time you took a bath. Right, let's hope this works. Yeah, so what was my story? Yeah, so talking about, I was using the SmartRow handle quite a lot, talking about it a lot, but then I was talking to the folks at SmartRow and they're like, well, we're only selling it to the, I think it's just the Scandinavian market. And so they're not doing it worldwide yet at that point. So I kind of said, well, is there much point in me constantly talking about this thing? And they're like, well, yes, because we want people to know about it. But at the same time, people were getting in touch and saying, hey, how do I get one of those fellas? And I said, well, you can't because it's not on sale. Whereas they announced, all right, let's tell me you're on. Yay. They announced last week, I think, that they are now expanding into other territories. So, right, hopefully then, if I do connect rower, it sees SmartRow. Now, the RP3 does have a monitor of its own, but I'm just connecting the SmartRow because it's easier, to be honest. And I'm going to continue to use the the rower data because, like Andrew Fielding calls it, the extra split is a fat tax. So if you're slightly overweight, it kind of not overweight. If you've got more kilograms, let's say, than a little skelf of a rower, then you go a little bit slower. And nobody wants that. Well, that's not fair. That makes it sound like I'm judging the extra split thing. It's a great idea. It's fantastic. Unless you're used to just the straight up rower data, in which case it just gets a little bit confusing. Because you look at your monitor and say, but it's telling me I'm at 205. Yeah, extra's only saying 202. Right, Epix Pro. That's my heart rate monitor. I'm going to take my shell off. Right, okay, hopefully, we've still got 5 minutes, so I can read through the messages. So, I have SmartRow connected, I have the Epix Pro connected, and this time I actually remember to join my own row, and I'm also going to turn on my zone. And that should be us there. Yay! Right, can see us, right, fine, right, let's get through some messages because we've got a couple of minutes. Make sure everybody, what do we have in fact? We've got just under 4 minutes. So make sure to do a little light rowing to warm up. I've still got time of laces as well. Oh, let's see if I can read and tie at the same time. Where do we got to? We got to Wim Vim. Has he replied with his proper pronunciation? No. So apologies for butchering your name, sir. John Edge says, hi John, maybe a question for during the row. Given good rowing form, what one non-rowing exercise would you consider best to improve performance on the row erg? Deadlift. Next. I'll talk about it more, don't worry. But yeah, deadlifts are, in terms of the connection, posterior chain and stuff, you can't really go wrong with a deadlift. And then maybe some bent over rows, where you kind of, it's quite good if you have an angled bench and you're leaning, so it's against your chest, so you're leaning across it, and then you do barbell rows on that. That is great, along with deadlifts, is really all you need to do. Right, where are we time-wise? Let's make sure, 2 and a bit. Tobias, good evening together. Good evening, Tobias. This is good entertainment. Yeah, well, me off screen looking for a set of double A's. Ronnie's here. Hey, sorry, are you doing strapless again, Ronnie? Or out the straps, not strapless as in like he's wearing a strapless bra. A very good evening, everybody from Jerome. Jerome. Again, yes. Nick Fox made it. First time in ages. I know, where have you been? Meanwhile, I've been very much enjoying John's 10K plan on Spotify. Starting week 5. It's a brilliant plan to follow. That's awesome. Thanks, man. Come on, John, get a grip, mate. So where are we? We're up to 47 people now because Jerome said 33 people. Gavin says, brilliant, Nick. Doing the sprints today. There we go. There's the question. Yes, that's the plan. I'm gonna take it easy. Depending on when the first sprint comes, probably not, because it's always a little bit too soon because I don't warm up before these. I probably should. If you don't now, we see only the connection screen of X. Oh, why is that? Oh no, is it frozen? Why are you only seeing that? That's a good point. Why is it only seeing? Oh no. Oh, hang on. Yes. Add. Because I'm still here. So, screen capture. Oh, thanks for pointing that out. I totally hadn't. Application X. I totally hadn't. I'm too busy ranting and reading things that just literally didn't occur to me. Look at screens. Little black bars by the side. Oh! Okay. There we go. See, I almost forgot about that there. Remember that time I did that last time? Okay, so, and it seems to be going over 30 seconds. Oh, look at that for just in the nick of time, eh? Right, and that's still moving. Just want to make sure that's not frozen by doing that. Get a seat pad in the right place. Has he got time to put his feet in the straps? Possibly not. I don't normally row. Actually, I'm not gonna. The RP3, you don't need to be in the straps. It's one of the great things about it. Have I lost connection to SmartRow? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. We are moving. Cool, great. So, just as a reminder then, the RP3 is a lovely rowing machine, but good lord, it's loud. So, just in case, if I do start to distort audio-wise or whatever, if somebody has the time to tell me, I'll turn it down, because I'm having to kind of speak above the level of this. But so, just as a reminder, it's the setup here. The connection in terms of pace data and stroke rate and stuff is coming from the Smart Row handle, not from the RP3. And although it's hard to prove it to you, where are we? So, okay. Although it's hard to prove it to you, the data on my RP3 monitor and on EXA is exactly the same. So I'm at 204 pace. Oh, hang on, they're saying 207 over there. 206. 205. Yeah. And it's just, it works all out as the handle is a force meter. So it knows the force I'm pulling the chain at. Obviously it knows stroke rate, because it'll have like an accelerometer or something inside it. But then, in order to know stroke length, it measures the vibrations from the chain across the cog, which I think is amazing. That's the tech in this that amazes me. But that's only half the story, because it also has control buttons that will let you adjust like the volume of your music or skip, and should allow you to navigate Netflix and stuff as well. And then finally, it's a really comfortable handle to use as well. Nice rubberized handle, kind of slight oval shape to it. Really promotes that kind of fingertip hang off the handle rather than grabbing it and pulling early. Right. Do we have a sprint coming up soon, or have I missed one? Looking at the mini map, there seems to be something there. Right, my heart rate is not 62. Come on, watch. Oh. Oh, I was stuck. I hadn't actually started the workout. Oh. Okay, let's settle down. That was a bit of a haphazard start to today's row, wasn't it? With me frantically trying to change the handle or the batteries, and then tying my laces with only 20 seconds to go. Now either I missed a sprint, or there is one coming up. Oh, you know, as much as I put the foam seat pad on top of the stock RP3 seat, it still does get a little bit tender on your glutes. It's one of these things that if I use this machine more often, my backside would be used to it and I wouldn't need to always complain about my sore butt. But because I only really wheel this thing out once every 3 or 4 weeks, my backside never quite gets used to it. It's just a mixture of kind of wanting to remain on the Concept 2 as often as I can because of my high rocks training, but also using the Averon when making workouts for them. Although I have been teasing recently that I'm going to start making workouts for another platform, and they are Concept 2 based, so anybody that can't quite get their head around seeing me on a Averon rather than a Concept 2, don't worry, pretty soon more of that content will come. I'm not stopping the Averon stuff, but I'm just adding more Concept 2 content, which will be nice. Not too sure when. I'm on the last episode of the edit for the next series of This Farming Life. So may have to wait until I've finished editing that. But we'll see. I did film a test workout for them on Wednesday night, just to make sure they were okay with how I'm going to film it, edit it, all the stuff I say, and they seem quite happy. A couple of things. Uh-oh, I've frozen. Ah dear. But hang on, I don't know if you can still hear me or not, so I'm gonna quickly flick. Okay, that's all right, so you can still hear me. Oh. But the video's gone again. Oh. So's the connection to SmartRow. Hang on. I'm gonna turn video off, because that's just annoying. There we go. Right, you're off into the distance now, people. Oh. Sorry about that. If you were following me for stroke rate, that must have been very annoying. But, right, so that proves that I have to buy a new video box. I had one last chance, but that's the end of that. All right, where are we? 9 minutes. Let's do our techers checkup. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see me as I'm going through this stuff, so you're gonna have to do some self-analysis. And so let's just think about your posture and the tilt of your upper body. So as you pull the handle into your chest, I want you to let the handle come away from you, nice and relaxed. Don't throw it away from you, but not so relaxed that you're dragging your knuckles off your knees. The handle comes away, and as the handle comes away, that triggers your lower back to rise up so that you sit up on your seat. And then as your hands get further away, you tilt forwards over your hips. Now do try and think about it like a tilt. You're hinging forwards over your hips. And what should happen is that by the time your arms are straight and you're in that forwards tilt, from a timing point of view, naturally, the next thing to do is bend your knees. And that brings you to the front of the machine again, ready for the next stroke. Or if you're on an RP3 like me, the bending of the knees brings the front of the machine to you. Then, keeping your arms straight and that forwards tilt, and making sure you have a good posture, I want you to really think about pushing the machine away from you with your feet. I know I say it all the time, and it's easy for it just to be yet another bit of waffle from me, but just for the next couple of strokes, arms straight, push the machine away. I mean, just by really concentrating on that push, my pace went from 206 to 201. And it's because I was actually focusing on technique instead of kind of having half a mind on it because I'm too busy talking. Because the truth is, if you push the machine away with straight arms, everything else kind of just falls into place for the rest of the stroke. You push with the legs, your back then takes over, and you finish by pulling in the handle to sternum height. And it all just starts with pushing the machine away. And you know when you're getting it right because your backside will go slightly lighter on the seat. I mean, if you take off completely, then that's not quite right. You might want to lower your drag factor, but just slightly lighter on the seat, and that way you know that the push from your legs is connecting through your posterior chain, through your arms, and to the handle. And now, pre-row, John Edge had asked what weights, workouts, like what one thing could you do in the gym to help rowing. And honestly, because of the importance of pushing with your feet and connecting hands to handle and to the machine, that's why I'd say if you could only do one, you do a deadlift. Because the deadlift is the same idea. The angles might be different, but you are pushing your feet into the ground, letting your posterior chain lift the bar off the ground, and then you snap your, or what's a better word than snap? straighten, maybe your back to then be in an upright position. The only difference really is that you don't then pull the bar up. So from a kind of supplemental exercise point of view, bent over rows are what you should do alongside deadlifts, whether that's dumbbells or across a bench with a barbell. It's up to you. Okay, let's get ready for a sprint. I spotted this one. 2 more strokes. 1 more. All right. Now if you are sprinting, hopefully, like me, you'll have heard your machine get a lot louder. I didn't try and speak for the back half of that sprint. Just give me a second to recover. So, workouts like this one that I'm doing can kind of be the ideal one if you only have, there's Laurie Cook, if you only have time in a week to do 2 or 3 workouts, then something like this that's half an hour, mostly low intensity, but then has 3 or 4 sprint sections in it. That's going to give you the perfect balance of long, slow rowing, where you're able to work on your foundation fitness, then strength and VO2 max for the sprints. And kind of when you add them together, it also takes care of the tempo stuff, where it gets kind of hard to row and you're like, oh, this is going on a bit. Because, I mean, if you have 5 days a week, then that's when you can properly throw yourself into a training plan that has 2 long, slow rows, 2 tempo rows, and 1 high intensity VO2 max building row. And that format is important in order to keep your energy, allow you to recover for each of the sessions. That's why the 2 low intensity ones come after the heavier stuff, to allow you to recover. But If you can only train 3 times a week, then your recovery is kind of taken care of with the rest days that you have between your sessions. So that means that you can do slightly more mixed workouts, because these long, slow parts not only help you work on your foundation fitness, but it's also where you grind in your good technique so that your, for want of a better word, your muscle memory has a good default technique, so that when you are going flat out and you're not thinking technique, your body is defaulting to something that isn't that bad. But if you were training 3 times a week, only doing long, slow rows, you are missing out on that top end VO2 max stuff that is just as important. I know there's a kind of training called maffetone, which is all about just training at like zone 2 or under heart rate. But I think if you want to look at body wellness rather than just that low-end fitness, then my suggestion is to do a long, slow row, but add in 1 or 2 sprints during it to kind of break the rust of the power that you should have. Again, the caveat here is this is just for people who have only 3 training sessions or less a week. It's also good if the workouts you can do are only run about half an hour. Then you want to get the most out of each one. And so having a little bit of high intensity is a good idea. That's why the recent series that I've been making for my YouTube channel have all been kind of 20 to 30-minute workouts with mixed intensities throughout. It's for the people that possibly just want to use the rowing machine to get fit rather than it being about performance. All right, here comes another one. Short and sharp. 1 more stroke. You ready? Let's go sprinting. Just ease for a few strokes. So just that 12 seconds worth of sprinting will transform this low intensity workout for me anyway. All right, where are we? Just under 5 minutes to go. Get back up. to speed again. I doubt we'll hit another sprint before the end. So you can either spend the next couple of minutes or the rest of the row at nice low intensity, or you can do a couple of minutes low intensity and then ease off for a cool down. It's your choice. I had to speak to Exer about them adding my RowAlong logo onto the water. Now that my 5K training plan is available to do as part of Exer, I should have at least one instance of my logo, surely. If you didn't spot the email that came out from Exer, they're doing in conjunction with British Rowing, a 5K challenge with a £1,000 prize. So I'm not entirely sure when it starts or what the actual rules are, but if you want to get a head start training for it, then go to the training plans on here and you'll find the RowAlong 5K. I seem to have sped up as we get to the close here. I'm on about 2 minutes pace. I've got, after tonight's workout, I've got a wall balls training session where I'll do a couple of hundred wall balls with my 9K ball, with rests in between, don't worry. And then going out for dinner with the family. They've been in Spain all week for half term, while I was left at home to work. So it's nice to go out for a meal, catch up on their stories, admire their tans. From what I could gather though, it was lovely. I did miss, well, I missed them, obviously, but I also missed having a week on the beach in the sun. But as being the weekend before, I was in Toronto for High Rocks, and next weekend I'm in Birmingham for High Rocks. Not quite as glamorous, but I'm already doing my fair share of traveling around the place. Okay, less than 30 seconds to go. Keep that stroke consistent and powerful all the way to the end. Ooh. One more stroke. And that's it. Oh well, so you can't see me as I say goodbye to you, so if nothing else, you're not going to see me wiggling my backside to try and let it recover after the discomfort, let's say, of the RP3 seat. That was a fun workout for me though. I enjoyed that one. Like I say, just throwing in the little sprints. It really does take you up there in terms of intensity. It's just really good for you. So because right now I'm not focusing on rowing, I'm focusing on rowing within High Rocks. I don't actually spend as much time as I usually do training on rowing. So a workout like that mixes up all three intensities is perfect for me. And it's also perfect in terms of just transferring to High Rocks as well. So what we've got, Gavin says, nice one, John. Thank you as always. Oh, thanks, Gavin. Thanks for coming. Hope your shift work is okay and stuff. Wunny Bunny Arts, that was nice. Yay. Vim Wim had said, sorry, I just don't know whether to call you Vim or Wim, had mentioned the crowd noise, but fortunately I caught it. I didn't a few weeks ago, and that was annoying. So I saw the thing come up saying 76 people joined us today on the Exa Water, which is great news. 76 people, and we are kind of now officially within that kind of indoor season. I'm sure there's still people out in the water rowing, but more and more people are now coming back to the indoor stuff. So I'm not surprised that there were 76, but it's still great to see 76 people there. And there was, I don't know what the number got up to on YouTube, but it was around about 22 or something. Shifts are all good, thanks. That's good. So there was a bunch of people watching on here as well, putting up with my chat. And apologies that I was not in vision. I will make sure. Ronnie was strapless again. Well done. In more ways than one. Jockstrap. So apologies that the camera glitched on me again, so you couldn't see me for the second half of the row. Foxy says, thanks everyone for your company. Thoughts on my USA brothers and sisters in their positive actions against the utterly corrupt White House administration. All right, I shouldn't. So listen, I have my own thoughts when it comes to politics, but hopefully you'll have noticed that I never really talk about it. I'm not gonna go anywhere near that comment. But I know that everyone has a place in all of this, whether you're for or against everything that's happening anywhere in the world. I just hope that you're being safe, and I hope that all we can control in the end is our own actions. This is what I'll say about when it comes to politics, all right? We can influence, we can do what we can protest, we can support, we can all that kind of stuff in terms of what's going on from politically and whatever. But the most core thing that we can do is how we act and how we act around people. Are our actions based on good intentions? Is it based on helping people out, being kind to each other? Because like Mr. Rogers said, it's just be kind, be kind, be kind. That is the core. If we can just be kind to people and look at other people, some of those who genuinely need help, make sure and help them. I know that we're quite happy to judge those who ask for help who don't need it. That happens a lot. But if you can just make sure at your core that you are doing good for other people, that's what matters, no matter what side of the street you stand on, okay? So that's what I'd say when it comes to the politics stuff. Gavin says, loving the 5K plan. Oh, fantastic. John says, thanks, John. Meant to say I've got the Holy Trinity rower, ski erg, and bike erg. Oh, wow, so you can do the kind of the triathlon, the Concept 2 triathlon, man. It's fantastic. I was thinking of getting the bike erg, but because I've got the, that's good. Nick says, concur. Good. Hope you, I'm glad you did. Nice one, thanks for that from Wim. About the 5K training plan, I recommend everybody to try the engine room workout. Lots of fun with that one. The only thing I have seen, sorry, John just said between the Concept 2 bomb-proof build, I have seen quite a lot of bike erg issues with like the cranks coming off and stuff. And I was using one in a gym, and it had this awful click every time I went around it, and it really kind of made me think this is not Concept 2 quality in terms of like the rowing machine goes forever, but the bike was just really weird. Anyway, what do we get to? I did that one. John Edge, thanks, John. I think I've covered everyone now. Yeah, right. So I'm going to go because basically you're just looking at a screen now of me sitting in the middle of the water. I mean, I'll tell you what, I'll show you just before I go, just so you can see it. Quit session, that should bring up. Oh no, hang on, that doesn't bring up. I want report first. There you go. So there you go. So that's the, was it 3 sprints? There's only 2 sprints, wasn't there? What's that first? Is that when possibly that's when I stopped and then I kind of tried to speed up again? Maybe that. Or maybe there's a glitch, who knows. But yeah, There you go, that's my graph. Very exciting, isn't it? And my heart rate was not an average of 109. I think that's, again, the Garmin just not liking all of the Bluetooth stuff. So, right, you all have a good and peaceful evening. Thanks for the row. Cheers from Jerome. Yep, and I echo that to everybody else. So I'm going to say goodbye now. So everyone have a shower, have something to eat, have something to drink, all that kind of stuff. Make sure and stretch if you need to, have cool down if you need to, all that kind of stuff. And then, like I just said, just make sure, tell someone you love them, said that you mean it too. Just open your heart and your mind and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, just make sure that the actions that you do are based on good outcomes and not because you just based on there's a 4-letter word that beginning with H, but I don't want to use that one because that's not right. But that you're basically you're doing things for the betterment, or even if you just believe it's for the betterment, that's perfectly fine. Because like I say, both sides of the street. But your action should be there for helping and bettering your situation, other people's situations, and not about basically destroying other people. Let's just say that. So, right, everyone have a fantastic week. I'll end on that, sorry. And I will see you next weekend is the British Rowing Takeover. But also I am in Birmingham, so I wouldn't be here for it anyway. So I will see you on the live row in 2 weekends' time. Otherwise, I will be in the world of YouTube where you can contact me, say hello, watch my stuff, etc. So until then, have an awesome week, everybody. I mean, is it? No, it's not. It's still a couple of weeks until Halloween, isn't it? So I was about to say stuff about Halloween, but that's not right. So thank you so much for joining me here, and I will catch you the next time. So until then, row well, be well. Bye-bye.